Okay, hello everyone. It is November 9th, 2010, and what you're viewing is my live day trading room that we have now had open for almost 2 years now. I have not been on YouTube for quite some time, only because we've had a successful live room almost 2 years running. Now, what we're doing also is we are buying and selling minutes after a news release. So we have two methodologies going on right now. We have the live room methodology, which you're looking at a huge short we had this morning at 10:30 breakdown, 10:50 retest Eastern Standard Time on the pound, 100 tick short in the British pound, and I'll go over that in a second. But we also have a methodology where we have over 500 news releases that are posted per month. I show you exactly where to buy and sell minutes after an economic news release. Now, that's a standalone indicator. If you go to symmetryindicators.com, you can read about it. And what it is that minutes after an economic news release, I tell you which news releases to get into. Minutes after a news release, this is where we look for a 10 tick stop for a 40, 50, 60, 100 tick trade. And I show you exactly how to do that, and I'll be going over that with you here in a second. But let's go over the live room. There's going to be two parts I'm going to go over. First of all, let's go to the live room. This was a short setup. This is a short setup. I give you daily and weekly numbers every single day on the S&P 500. I give it to you on the euro, the British pound, and the Aussie. And what we do is when we break down below these levels and we retest these levels, I look for a pull-in bar. And this pull-in bar is exactly was a short this morning right here. Here's a pull-in bar to go short at 61.40 retest. Okay, so this is my live room trade. If you want to come into the live room for 3 free days, please visit www.symmetryindicators.com. I'll show you exactly how we day trade the S&P 500 futures, the euro, the Aussie, and the British pound. We also had one heck of a short on the euro this morning also. The euro is down now almost 70 ticks from the entry. Okay? So you can see that my daily support and resistance levels, as I scroll back here, are very, very important. Here was a retest long. That was a retest long on the trade. And we finally broke down for a retest short. I'll show you exactly how to get into the exact bar with a small stop. Okay? What I'm going to go over with you now is so that's a live room. If you want to come in my live room for 3 free days, symmetryindicators.com, I'll show you how we trade off my weekly and daily support and resistance levels. That was a huge trade right there. But let me go over my ebook methodology. This is a standalone indicator where we buy and sell minutes after economic news releases. Typically, like you'll see right here, this is the Fed rate move of Fed rate news last Wednesday. You see the hard initial push up. A lot of novice traders, what they try to do is they try to get into the hard push up, and they try to get the initial push. You're not going to get it filled by these brokers. These brokers will not fill you, and since they cannot fill you, you're not going to get any good fills, or you're not going to get even in the market. Okay, so if you see websites saying, hey, we can auto-click you in, or we can click you in here and there, it's not going to happen. I mean, 9 times out of 10, a lot of brokers won't even fill you. The conservative way to do it on news releases is look for a pullback after the news release, and I know the exact area on the pullback to look at. So you'll see the hard initial push up like we did on the Fed. My members of my ebook, I have a weekly workshop where you come in my weekly workshop. We go over live trades together. We also go over the methodology. You have it for life after a one-time fee. And then you'll see that after the first push up, we had a retracement. That retracement, I knew the exact zone to get in, and we took it up on the Federal Reserve, and we took it back down. Here's a non-farm payrolls a couple days afterwards. Look at the initial hard push down. This is a live trade I did for my members that have the ebook. And in the workshop, I show you live trades and also archives of how to get in, exactly where to get in, exactly where to get out, etc. So once you get the ebook methodology separate of the live room, you're going to know exactly how to trade this methodology. But You'll look for the hard push down. We had a huge push down on non-farm payrolls. Look where I sold it at. 40.69, right near the top. Never stopped us out where I tell you to place a stop at, and we had a huge hit down. Now look where I covered the whole position, right at the lows, and we had a hard rally back up. I show you the inflection points where these institutions like to stop the market. Not only that, I show you exactly in my live room the exact bar, not area, the exact bar, where to get into, where to place your stop, and where to place your trailing stop. There's no subjectivity in my live room, and there's no subjectivity in the ebook, okay? Two different methodologies. One, you just watch my live screens in my live room. Two, okay, is that you just trade minutes after a news release, and I show you which news releases to trade every single month. Now, oil comes out every single week, okay? Oil inventories come out every single Wednesday at 10:30. Sometimes they're Thursdays at 11. But here, once again at 10:30, you can see the initial push down. I knew the exact zone to look for a what I call a pull-in bar. It pulls us in at that exact level, exact bar. I know where to place my stop above my zone. And then I have these dots to get out for a free trade. I sell at the first dot to scale, the second one for my free target. Here's one on the upside. Look at the initial push at 10:30. All the amateur and novice traders are trying to buy. No. We know the professionals retrace the market to a certain level. It comes to a certain level. We look for a certain setup. The level's not enough, though. The level's not enough. We need to pull back. And then we need a pull-in bar to pull us in long. And then look at the entry, look at the stop, and look at the oil market explode. Okay? So not only do you need to know the level, you need to know the pull-in bar, and I show you how to do that. It doesn't matter if it works on every market. Here's a Canadian dollar, non-farm payrolls news release. If you look, I love trading the CAD the first week of the month. That's when non-farm payrolls come out, and that's also when CAD releases at 7 a.m. and 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. You'll notice the initial push up was hard up. We get the retracement on my symmetry dots for confluence. My symmetry dots are used to get out and also in. We get a pull-in bar off to the races. Here's the S&P 500 futures. S&P 500 futures, we had a hard push up after non-manufacturing. We had a positive deviation higher than a respected reading. Now, you have to worry about deviations, guys and gals. You don't have to read it, okay? I show you how to look at a blank chart and how to get in this thing. I also sell vertical squeeze indicators. That's what that is. It tells you a big vertical move is going to come. That works with TradeStation and also Ninja, okay? Here's the S&P 500 futures to the downside. This is factory orders. You can see the market is fixed. The bottom line, the market's fixed. I don't know if a lot of you know this. About 70% is algorithm or computerized based. It's high frequency traders. They're in and out of the market. I know the exact levels the institutions use. And I teach you that methodology in my live room and also with my live trades in my ebook methodology. Okay? So I only got a couple minutes left here. Here's a Russell 2000. We had a push up. I knew the exact level to buy, the zone. We look for the pullback. I have a specific technique to get in off of a blank chart. It pulls me in. Once it pulls me in, I get out with my symmetry dots at a free trade right there, a scale, and then the ultimate target for the hard push up. You know, we took it from 74 all the way up to 84. Okay? So that's exactly how you do it. Let me show you exactly where you want to go to. This is the, you go to symmetryindicators.com. Symmetryindicators.com. This is a British pound short we did today. Symmetryindicators.com if you want the 3-day free trial or if you want to get involved in my ebook right away. Or if you have any questions, email us and I'll email you right back. Take care.